All right, let's move on to the big explosive story we're tracking this evening. Viewers, now remember a young BJP Yuva Morcha worker, Praveen Nettaru, was mercilessly butchered to death. 3 bike-borne assailants slashed his throat and left him to bleed to death. While 6 police teams have been sent on a manhunt to trace his killers, so far there have been no arrests, nor any clarity on the motive for murder. However, Times Now has accessed a Facebook post Praveen had put out less than a month ago, which could hold the key. In this post, he strongly condemned the beheading of Kanhaiya Lal in Udaipur by radicals chanting "Sar tan se juda." Could this post be the reason for his murder? Are the police looking at this angle very, very closely? That's what we're watching out for this evening. But yes, a big development in this particular case, especially since this post came to light. Now, Times Now has also spoken to the grieving family of Praveen. He was, remember, the sole bread earner, and now they seek help from the government. They say he was a social worker and had no enmity with anyone.
ಮಗ ಹೋಗಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಅವ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅವನೇ. 3 ಜನ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಬೇರೆ ಎಂತ ಜಾಗ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಜಾಗಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ತಂದೆಗೆ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್, 3 ಸಲ ಹಾರ್ಟಿದು ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗೆ ಯಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಗಂಡಸರಂತ ಯಾರಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕೋಟಿಗಟ್ಟಲೆ ನಾವು ಕೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶಾಶ್ವತ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗುವಾಗೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಅಕ್ಕ ಅವರ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ, ಒಂದು ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳುವುದು ಎಷ್ಟೇ. ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕವಾಗಿ ಅವ ಏನು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದಾನ, ಅವ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕವಾಗಿ ಅವನೇ ಅದನ್ನು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕೇಳೋದು.
ಈಗ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅವನು ನಮಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅವನ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೀರಾ ಬಡತನ, 3 ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು, ಒಬ್ಬ ಗಂಡು ಮಗ, ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಪೇಷಂಟ್. ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ನು ಯಾವುದೇ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟಿವಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ರಾಜಕೀಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಸೂಕ್ತ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆದರೆ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ನಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಲ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥವೂ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ ಮೈನ್ ಆಗಿ. ಓದೋ ಜೀವ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ಇನ್ನೇನು ಮಾಡೋದು? ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಗಳೇ. ಇವತ್ತು 2-3 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರನ್ನು ಈಗ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಪಡಿಸಿ ಎಂತ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿಚಾರ ನಾವು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಬಾರ್ದಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಇನ್ನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು.
Meanwhile, BJP Yuva Morcha hit the streets against their own leadership. They said they feel unsafe from the rising wave of hate in the state. Even top BJP leaders who arrived to console Praveen's family were pelted with stones, attacked, and an attempt was made to overturn their car. Watch how the police and the BJP Youth Brigade clashed. Let's quickly open this up to our guests joining us this evening. We have Dr. Samir Kagalkar, spokesperson of the BJP. Also joining us is Ashwini Handa, senior Congress leader. Manasvi Thapar, lawyer and political analyst, is also with us on the special broadcast. Now, this is a very concerning story, and I'd quickly like to go across to Dr. Kagalkar first up. We just played those visuals, you know, that's the anger within the BJP Yuva Morcha. They're upset with their very senior leadership. They don't feel safe in the state anymore, and they're saying enough is enough. You saw how the anger came out. They were ready to overturn the car of some of the BJP leaders who'd come to meet the family, which they say is also delayed action. It didn't happen for 14 to 15 hours.
Indeed, deeply disturbing scene at the ground for obvious reasons. The angst, the sense of despair, the sense of shock, it's felt by each and every one of the karyakartas way up to the top leadership of the party. It's something way beyond anyone's comprehension as to how a political karyakarta can be so brutally murdered and attacked not for some local enmity or a personal rivalry, but for a grander design being put into place. That's the biggest shock. That is the biggest sense of helplessness. And that's exactly the reason why the karyakartas on the ground are crying for help to make sure that we address the bigger, massive global challenge.
Okay.
This is the time for someone to sort of come out of the numbness of the shock that has hit each and every one of us.
Okay.
Hit each and every one, right from the Chief Minister, to the Home Minister, to the party president, down to the ground level karyakarta.
Dr. Kagalkar, the Chief Minister and the Home Minister have assured action. Now, we're yet to see when concrete arrests take place. But, sir, what is going on in Karnataka? You know, I'd like Mr. Handa to come in. Handa Saab, भाजपा या कांग्रेस की बात नहीं है. अगर हम लिस्ट निकालें हांडा साहब, कांग्रेस की सरकार के दौरान, भाजपा की सरकार के दौरान हमने देखा है कि पॉलिटिकल किलिंग्स तो हुई हैं. अगर ये पॉलिटिकल किलिंग है तो ऐसे बहुत सारे हादसे पहले भी हुए हैं. बट द बीजेपी हैज नाउ कम आउट एंड सेड दैट there could be an SDPI and a PFI role as well. The SDPI and PFI are being shielded in Kerala by the Kerala government and being shielded in Karnataka by the Congress.
तो ये बात ऐसे है कि कर्नाटका की आज स्थिति ऐसी है कि पूरी तरह से अराजकता फैल गई है और ऐसे ही हत्याओं की जिम्मेदारी सरकार को लेनी चाहिए और मुख्यमंत्री जी को अपने पद से इस्तीफा देना चाहिए क्योंकि उनसे जो स्थितियां कर्नाटक की वो नहीं संभल पा रही हैं. रही बात प्रवीण की, तो मैं आपके इस चैनल के माध्यम से प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील करूंगा कि उसको कंपनसेशन मिलना चाहिए क्योंकि वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का एक बहुत ही अच्छा कार्यकर्ता था. और इस तरह की हत्याएं जो है, राजनीतिक हत्याएं, इनका हम कंडेम करते हैं. और भारत सरकार और खासकर कर्नाटका की सरकार जिस तरीके से हिजाब को लेकर जो विवाद पैदा करती रही है और हिजाब को जो है किस तरह से उसमें प्रमोट किया गया, हिजाब जैसी चीजों को, तो आज इस तरह की स्थितियां कहीं ना कहीं भारतीय जनता पार्टी की देन है, कर्नाटका की सरकार की देन है. जहां तक आज कम्युनल राइट्स का जो इशू है वो लगभग 50% बढ़ गया है पिछले 2 सालों के अंदर. जिस तरीके से कोरोना के बाद डोमेस्टिक हत्याओं की जो है वो तादाद कर्नाटका के अंदर बढ़ी है और ये सारी चीजें जो है कर्नाटका गवर्नमेंट के
कम्युनल राइट्स तो 2013 से 18 में भी हुए हैं और बहुत सारी पॉलिटिकल किलिंग्स तब भी हुए हैं. अगर हम डेटा की बात करें तो 2012 से 15 में ही 19 political deaths have taken place wherein the reason is a political killing. That's the background. So if we go by statistics, it's not just the Congress or the BJP. Manasvi Thapar, now so much talk is going on about, you know, the need to ban the PFI. I'll come to you, Dr. Kagalkar. One second, I'll come to you. Just one update from Manasvi. So many political killings on the rise in states like Kerala, Karnataka as well. The name of PFI doing the rounds, PFI links come to light. Everybody's talking about how there is a need to ban the PFI. Do you agree to that? Because now there is a national call to ban PFI that is being given. Certain states are also thinking in that direction. We've seen Jharkhand take that step already. Questions being asked as to why is it not being done in a state like Karnataka?
I think, see, BJP is in power and BJP is a very strong party. There are 2 points to this. One is BJP being the largest political party, has the largest political karyakarta base. They are the richest political party and their own karyakartas are not safe. So this is questionable on the part of the leadership of BJP also and also on the part of the functioning of various state governments wherein these karyakartas are attacked. So if there is a political karyakarta of BJP, he will no more feel safe while working for the party because for the same reason his life is not safe and BJP should take up actions against the states in which they are not in power and also in states they are in power. Their political karyakarta should not die such kind of death if it is a political death. Now coming down to the second question, PFI should be banned if there is an organization which is working against the interest of any political party or religion or for the country should be banned immediately. Now the question comes in, when will the BJP ban it?
Okay.
The BJP should ban it immediately.
In this case, the PFI is indulging in anti-India activities as well. Forget anti-some religion activities. Let me go across to
Obviously,
Mr.
If someone is
Kagalkar. Mr. Kagalkar, so the BJP is being asked why is the PFI not being banned in the state of Karnataka? Why is that kind of action not being taken yet? Because, you know, now there are scary details coming to light. The way he was killed, a cold-blooded murder at that. Some saying that this was perhaps in retaliation to the murder that took place last week. But if there is a PFI link, why is action not being taken?
Absolutely. Allow me to let us go back to the previous point and then come to this.
Okay.
All the previous political killings that happened, the 19 that you named, the data we shared, once again comes predominantly to the killings of the BJP Hindu karyakartas during the Congress regime and the rule. That's point number one. And number two, it's so funny to hear the Congress spokesperson say the CM should resign. Fair enough, the CM has taken all the responsibility and ordered investigations. But what did Rajasthan CM say, or Congress government? The Prime Minister should come and address this. That's exactly what the Rajasthan Chief Minister spoke when the most horrific, horrendous action happened in Rajasthan. That's it. Coming back to the point. Tejasvi Surya, the National President of Yuva Morcha this afternoon, has made a very categorical statement, and he has repeated his demand for the fact that there must be a strong NIA investigation, and the investigation should be on the lines of UAPA, not just about some two people, had enmity, or there were two political killings. That's beyond, way beyond a mere political killing. There is a grander design, and that needs to be investigated under the UAPA by the NIA, and then therefore, as the evidence will throw up, ban the PFI, and that shall happen very soon. But
sir, isn't this worrying for the BJP? So many BJYM workers have resigned. They say they don't feel safe under the party leadership in the state anymore. What can the party then do?
Completely understandable in as much as... Allow me to complete. It's completely understandable that what we are going through...
One second, Manasvi.
Emotions that the party karyakartas are going through on the ground. We couldn't control our tears when we get to sort of see the kind of videos and the photos of Praveen. People who have worked with him, people who have seen him, that had put together.
Okay, Manasvi wanted to respond till we reconnect with Dr. Kagalkar. Yes, Manasvi, go ahead.
I don't understand why BJP is still in the mode of opposition. While they are in power, their karyakartas are being killed. Why don't they take some action? While leaders like Tejasvi Surya are making statements that NIA should come in, why isn't NIA coming in? They are in power. They don't need to seek any permission from anyone. If someone is acting, if some organization is acting against India, some organization is acting against their own political party, why are they not taking up any action? Why are they not on an action mode? They are still on the reactionary front. They should act. It's about the safety of their own karyakarta. If BJP can't safeguard their own karyakartas, how do they say that they can safeguard states and countries?
How will the BJP make their own karyakartas feel safe? Dr. Kagalkar, one last answer from you. I'm running out of time. The biggest sensational newsbreak of the day around the story is the post that you can see. That post is for you to see, sir. Clearly, a month ago, Praveen sided with Kanhaiya Lal. He condemned the brutal murder of Kanhaiya Lal. Called out the Sartan Se Juda mindset. Now, if that is the reason why he was singled out, that's a very, very worrying trend, sir. The BJP had questioned the Congress when this happened in Rajasthan. So the BJP must also answer questions when, it's being asked what it has done on ground. Before that, quickly putting out a police reaction on the ongoing investigation, and then I'll come back to you.
Joining us right now is the ADGP of Law and Order over the entire Bellare incident right now, and I'm going to be speaking to Mr. Alok Kumar, sir. First of all, sir, I'd like to start by asking you, where has the investigation proceeded?
Right now, our people, they have picked up some 10 to 15%. Sir,
please proceed, sir. Where is the investigation headed, sir?
So we have already picked up 10 to 15% of questioning. The questioning is going on, and we are examining several aspects. And once we are sure of something, then only we'll make any arrest in this case.
Okay, so now what angles of investigation are being explored?
See, like there are 3-4 angles, but we cannot reveal all the details right now. Okay, so since the case is sensitive, so keeping in mind the sensitivity of the case, we don't want to reveal all, but I can say that 2-3 angles are there. In all those angles, and including those things, we are investigating, and all officers, they are there. IG Western Indian, he is here, Mr. Devjyoti Roy, SP Rishikesh there, and DC, our DC since last night, Dr. Rajendran, he is also camping in Puttur only. So today cremation has passed off now, and after that we are focusing on investigation, and we are sure that we'll get some breakthrough very soon.
One quick question, sir. The family has made an allegation of the involvement of certain outfits today who might, be emboldened in other states. Is that also being looked at, sir, the involvement of any outfits in this?
See, whatever comes to our, falls to our ears, or it is like we are collecting all the information and we'll examine and we'll scrutinize all the information, and if we get any iota of truth and evidence, then definitely we'll work on it.
Okay. A certain social media post from the deceased account around 1 month back has been going viral. Could this be one of the angles that's being looked at, sir? Could this have sparked?
I have seen certain media posts. We are taking into account those things also. That I said that all the various angles are there. We are checking all the information.
And are we expecting an arrest anytime soon, sir? Likely?
See, we cannot tell you all the those things, but we are trying our best, and let's hope for the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the ADGP Law and Order there making it very clear that yes, there are 2-3 aspects that are being looked at, 2-3 angles, including the hate crime, whether or not that particular post which was put up by Praveen close to a month ago, calling out beheading of Kanhaiya Lal, condemning the beheading of Kanhaiya Lal, whether that had a role to play as well or not. So that's what the police had to say. Quickly wrapping up the show with Mr. Kagalkar and also Ashwini Handa. I'll have to leave it at that. I'm running out of time, but thank you for sharing your respective perspectives.